this is Sick Greens by Andre, where I do predictions of the future. If you like me to do prediction for you, let me know in the comments below. Just a reminder that our show times and all that wonderful stuff is at secondreadsbyandre.com. All that wonderful information is there. Just waiting for more people to come on. Are we on YouTube? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Maybe everybody's taking a break from the show today. Let's get into the show for today. Today's Bitcoin market dropped a little bit, as we had predicted not that long ago that it would be dropping, but not to where your hair is going to be on fire and all that sort of thing. The market just came down, which is perfect if you know the game. Okay, so whenever it goes down, that is the time to buy. Whenever it goes up, that's when you sell, right? Buy low, sell high. We all know that, okay? Mantra, but nobody really understands it or actually does it. They freak out. And this is what happened today. And of course, tomorrow we're going to hear the news story that the elites, the BlackRocks, the Fidelities, the Franklin Templetons, the banking industry bought up all that wonderful Bitcoin that everybody sold at a cheap price. So we're going to probably see tomorrow, we're going to see some news stories about that moving forward, of all the big money coming in and buying up all the really cheap Bitcoin that everybody sold at a because of fear. And I keep warning you about this. Hopefully you didn't fall for it today. This is the time to buy. Not like my new saying at work, when Roger's crying, it's one of my coworkers, I'm buying. Okay? So just think of that as we move forward. The other thing that came to mind when I was putting together today's show is this could be the last time that you could buy Bitcoin for a cheap price. I think in 2024, this is the end of cheap prices moving forward for Bitcoin. So 2025, 2026, it's going to be way beyond most people's reach. Even now at 66,000, I think, American. Right now, that's still a little steep for most people, but it is doable by most people moving forward. When we get into the 100,000, 200,000, which it is going to be in the next little while, after this little hiccup that we just had, I do think that it's going to be out of non-attainable for one Bitcoin. And of course, right now, Bitcoin is very scarce on the markets. So when everybody rushes in about a month or two to grab their Bitcoin, there's not going to be a lot on the exchanges. So everybody's going to be rushing for the Bitcoin at the same time, and not a lot of people are going to be able to get it at that time. Okay, so just a forewarning. This is the time to get that Bitcoin in a good way. Okay, let's throw some cards down for what's going to be happening in the next little while for Bitcoin and the rest of the cryptocurrency market. And of course, we have some other things going on around the world in the old financial system, which is going to be creating some interesting times for everybody as we move forward. So, who's that? That's good. The wife was saying, put your cards in the view of the camera.
I wasn't yelling at you. Well, maybe I was.
So, there you go. I just do it, and I don't really pay that much attention, even though we have the camera here for that purpose.
Yeah.
So, seems in the next little while, I think that the market's going to be a little bit shaky for the next little while as we move into some uncertainty with everybody that's thinking of trying to get rich overnight and all that sort of thing. Most people sell very quickly because they thought they were going to be getting rich overnight for whatever reason. And when it goes down, everybody panics, and there you go. So in the next little while, I think it's going to be a little bit shaky as more and more things come to light. Even though we're getting good news every day in Bitcoin, I don't think anybody's really paying attention to that. I think most of the mentality of most people out there that market goes up, and that's as far as they think. Not the people watching, but the other people that are out there, they go Bitcoin go up, Bitcoin good. If it keeps going down, and they don't look at the bigger picture of everything. And this is what I'm trying to encourage you all to get into, is that long game. Okay, it's a long game. It's not a short get rich quick scheme. Okay, we have to look at the long game. So it seems that the price is going to be the price is going to be holding pretty good. We found that bottom as we had already known in the past, and it's going to be going up from there for the next little while. Probably by the end of the week, we're going to be back up to where we were at that, for the Americans out there, $70,000 in that portion. So make sure you get your Bitcoin fairly quickly to ride that up. And many of the other little cryptocurrencies that are out there, same thing, that they're going to be going up very, very quickly as well as the market recovers. And it will. No worries. And a lot of people are going to be out and about and put out because of all this sort of situation. Don't fall for it. Okay? Do the opposite of what everybody else is doing, and you're going to be just fine. Okay? That's the game. Let's get into the next thing. Petrodollar, bye-bye. As we, on the 9th of the month, this is June, we found out that the Saudi Arabian country did not renew its contract with the U.S. dollar, or the petrodollar. What's this going to be meaning for the U.S. dollar moving forward? As some of you may not know, that the petrodollar is based off the sale of oil. Many of the what's the name of the oil-producing countries that are part of the whole thing, that are utilizing that petrodollar, the U.S. currency, is putting a stop to that. What's this going to be meaning for the next little while for the U.S. dollar as we change? I think in about 6 months, we're going to see a huge change within the U.S. dollar hegemony, because it doesn't happen right away. It's usually 6 months to 12 months after the fact that the regular people on the street then people will figure out something's wrong, right? Not before, not when you make the announcement. It's usually 6 to 12 months that it has to work itself out and become a thing. Okay? So what's going to happen when the U.S. dollar is no longer the big boy on the block? I think it's going to be a scramble to do many things. This is, I think, what I was picking up about the banking industry and all that sort of thing. I think they're going to have to start to really throw the money printers on at high volume in the next little while. And this is going to be making the U.S. dollar unpleasant to many of the different countries that are still using it. And they're going to be looking for alternatives. Also, this is going to be what's going to be making the Bitcoin price and many of the other commodities, or gold, silver, that sort of thing, go up in price as many people rush to the safety of those things. And this is what's going to be happening to the prices of gold, silver. And this is probably the catalyst to all of that, okay? Where the Saudi Arabians are not going to be, or probably all the other APEC countries. I think that's what it's called. Exxon, I think that's right. Countries that were utilizing the petrodollar for sale of oil. I think the US dollar is going to be going down to a regular currency, like the Canadian currency. And I think a lot of people are going to be losing faith in the US and the US currency in a big way. And I think that dollar is going to be worth or purchasing power of a penny very, very soon. And this is probably what we were picking up a little while ago. I did say it was going to be in the summertime, that everything was going to go topsy-turvy, or the beginning of that. And that's probably the reason why we keep seeing that the Bitcoin, gold, and all that is going to be going sky high, because you just obliterated the US dollar. And that's what basically what the cards are telling me right here. Don't keep all your money or your wealth in currency. That's all I got to say. Okay. Great time to get Bitcoin. Great time to get gold, silver, platinum, any of those things to preserve your wealth, or that wealth is going to be washed out into the ocean and it's never going to be seen again. I do think that the US dollar is going to be gaining traction again in about 4 or 5 years as they go more to a gold standard in the near future. And I think they're already going to be working on that in a big way, as we notice that many of the US banks are buying tons and tons and tons of gold and Bitcoin, okay, to hedge against everything that's going to be happening in the next little while. I do see a very big downturn in the next 2 to 3 months as a result of this petrodollar going bye-bye. Okay, so prepare yourself, get that Bitcoin, get that gold, get that silver. Not financial advice, but it's, if you're not doing it, but beware. Okay, let's get into the next thing. We'll get into the chat. China BTC, as some of you may or may not know, that China is going to be getting it back into Bitcoin. I think they're voting on it today, as Aura is howling. I think that was Aura. That's our neighbor's dog. Beautiful dog. What kind of dog is that?
Samoyed.
Samoyed?
Samoyed.
Big, fluffy white dog. Okay, so let's have a look at what China is going to be doing in the next little while. It seems that, yes, they're going to be getting back on that Bitcoin train, which is going to be very, it's a rush of like 1 billion and some odd people getting into the Bitcoin situation as we move into that situation. And that's a lot of people getting into ETFs that China is going to be getting into from Hong Kong or Singapore. I can't remember which one, which just released their own ETFs for Bitcoin and ETFs for Ethereum. And I think there's a Litecoin one in there as well, I do believe. So make sure that you have those 3 coins, because in the next little while, in the next 2 to 3 months, I do believe that a lot of money is going to be rushing into Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum, just because the Chinese are going to be lifting their ban on Bitcoin. It's going to be rip and roaring, and everything is going to be hunky-dory on that front. Price is probably not going to be overly well, as everybody was expecting, but it will come around in about in a big way by 2025. So this is why I keep saying, get it now, because by 2025, you want to be a millionaire or you want to be a billionaire? That's the question. Okay? All right. What else we got? It's time for a cup of coffee. As we're getting into the chat, make sure we're getting a lot of questions up there for today's show. Imagine one. Which would give me better return, Brett or Maneki? Okay. So Brett is probably the thing that is not going to do as well as the Maneki. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly, and the cards are showing that is the case. I think Brett is going to be a little bit, what did I say? Maneki or Brett? What did my guides tell me? I think Brett is the one that's going to be doing a little bit better than Maneki. Maneki's going to have a situation where people are going to be not so excited about it. For some reason, when it's going along, it's going to do people within the blockchain, the people working on it, are going to do something stupid, and people are not going to be liking it. Okay? But for the Brett, I think it's going to be a little bit better overall. Okay? So hopefully that helps you out. How high do you see Brett going? I'll try it in percentages. I can kind of see percentages. Times 10, which is the first thing that came to mind. So 10 times from where it is right now by the end of 2024. Okay? Hopefully that helps you out. How long will this bull cycle last? 2 years. 2 and some change. We're not quite into that bull cycle yet. Okay? What else we got? Hi, do you see me having kids with a woman in a few years? Boy and girl, both, or can you see how many? Are you picking up on anything? Do you see a cat? But it doesn't look like that there's going to be that situation coming around you in at any moment, anytime soon. There is going to be some type of relationship that you're going to be having in a very good way. And I think it's going to be something that you're going to have pre-existing kids. I think it's going to be 2 boys. Okay? So it won't be your own offspring, but I do think it's just going to work very, very well for you. Okay? So 2 boys. Pre-existing. Hey, Andre and Yvon, will BTC go below USD 66K this week? I think we've just about found that bottom. I don't think it's going to be going much lower. We keep testing 70,000 for the Americans out there, 70, 72. So it's gone boom, 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 boom. In one of these segments, I think we had the big drop that usually happens. It's called the head and shoulders, I think many analysts call it. Boom, boom, boom. And then one of these, probably very, very shortly, we're going to break through that glass ceiling, I guess. So I think we've gone 4 or 5 times banging off that ceiling, and I think it's going to go beyond that in a very, very short period of time. Okay? So hopefully that helps you out. Hi, so we all need BRICS coin and buy BTC cheap when US dollar dies. Sure. I don't think we got BRICS coins here in Canada or anywhere else. I think BRICS coin is only going to be with the BRICS nations. But I do think that we're going to be changing in many more countries are going to be slowly getting into the BRICS nations. We just had Turkey get into the BRICS. And I just picked up that maybe Yugoslavia is going to be getting in there as well. And we're going to slowly start to see many of the European countries get slowly thrown into the bunch with the BRICS nations. I remember back when they first came out, people ignored it. Then they laughed at it. Now they're fighting it. And then you win, right? That's usually the case. And now that BRICS has, over 40% of the world's population within its sphere of influence, I think that's going to be growing at an alarming rate. So they're going to be doing just fine. Okay? It's the rest of us that aren't. Okay? So if you want to look for a place to run to, maybe pick a BRICS nation of your choosing and hightail it over there. But the US dollar is going to be dying fairly quickly. It's still going to be around, still going to be one of the bigger currencies out there, but not by much. Okay, we're seeing the last gasps of the US dollar. So, yeah, or just take your shitty US dollars and throw it into Bitcoin. Okay, thank you for that question. Little Chinese Pepe. Oh, yeah, I heard about this today. PP. Well, Pepe. China, kind of a Chinese twist to Pepe. On ETH, do 100 times. I don't think it's going to be doing 100 times. It's going to be actually doing 200 times for a very short period of time, and then it's going to be dropping very quickly. Because it's just a meme coin and it doesn't mean anything. And hopefully you take your money that you made from your PP and you throw it into Bitcoin very, very quickly for the next little while, because many of these meme coins are only a distraction from the real money. Okay? Thank you for that question. Hi, guys. When is BRICS coming out? Yeah, you mean the currency. I think they've already announced it is coming out in August, I believe. Let's throw some carbs down for that. I know it's very, very soon, and we got that Ace of Swords, which means it's going to be very, very quick, probably June, July, August, and then it's going to be coming out. They're biding their time because they have to navigate many of the political things. Okay, so that's probably what the holdup is: dotting the I's, crossing the T's, and all that sort of thing. It's probably going to do much, much better than many of the other currencies that are out there because it's brand new and it's based on actual stuff, not thin air. Okay? So I'm thinking August, September, somewhere in there. Okay? How can I get a reading on Yvon's coffee drinking? She doesn't drink coffee.
That's what I said.
She used to. When we first got married, she drank coffee. And then she became drinking tea. Got to have the pinky out, right? With your tea drinking. I do like tea too. Hi, New Zealand is unrestricting its offshore gas drilling. Okay. Will the UK follow, or will the World Economic Forum boy Kerr Stammer say no? Oh. World Economic Forum is going to go away. And we already predicted that they're going to be hightailing it out of there. And we made enough noise that they're no longer really a threat. And many of especially in the UK and all that, they're going to be changing over to the right side of things and kicking out Charles Schwab out of there, even though he's retired. Right. And I think a lot of things this year, this is the time of the awakening, and this is the time when we kick out all these people out of power. Will your guy say yay? Eventually. I don't think he's going to say yay or nay for quite some time. Because he's still under the obligations of certain people, or he assumes that he's under the power of the World Economic Forum. I do think he's going to be changing his tune very, very soon, as many of the other countries around you are going to be pulling away. So, in about a year, then he's going to say. Okay, so hopefully that helps you out. Hi, Andre. Will Andy on ETH delete those two zeros in 2024, 2025? What do you think? Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
No?
I don't know what that means.
It'll be like Shiba Inu. It's like 0.000000000.
Oh, it's Andy. It's not Andy.
No.
Half a zero.
Half a zero? You heard it here first, folks. Half a zero for Andy on ETH. There's too many of these cryptocurrencies coming about. Hi, Andre. To be clear, do you see 61K BTC within the next week or 10 days? No, I don't. I think we've hit the bottom, which is 63 or 66,000. Not sure. I think I checked it this morning. It was about 66. I think that's pretty much the bottom. Okay. Thank you for that question. Should I drive east or west today? East.
That's what I said.
That's what the wife said. Whatever's out east, if you're in Canada, it's Toronto, where we just came back from. Huge city. Holy smokes. If you ever get a chance to go to Toronto, do it. At least once in your life. Okay? Thank you for that question. In September, when many see a big pullback, what percentage do you see BTC adjusting by? 30%? More? There'll be one, but it's going to be very short, and it's not going to be that much. Okay? I know everybody wants it to drop to almost nothing. There's even some YouTuber. It's going to go to $5,000. What? What are you smoking? It's not going to go down that low. It might lose a few $1,000, and then it's going to go back up in a very short time. Because why? If you've been paying attention, class, BlackRock. Eventually, everybody's going to catch on. But until then, BlackRock's going to shuck up all the BTC when it comes on the market, nice and cheap. What do we got next? Can old altcoins SC, IOTA, and One appreciate 30 times? No. IOTA, maybe. Okay. Because they're doing some other things and they made some partnerships not that long ago. And I'm thinking they're going to be changing their usefulness within the market. 30%, maybe 10 by 2026. Okay, thank you. Best coin, ATOS, Render, Link, or Ondo? Wait. It's not by much, but I think it's Render for the next little while. Okay, thank you. Will retail normies invest outrageous on bull market? Yes, they will. If this is your first bull market, get your Bitcoin. it's what's his name? He's talking about the banana phase of the Bitcoin market, and we're going to be heading to that very, very soon. And normies are going to be piling in like crazy. Not only because the price is going, like they're limited thinking, oh, price go up, must buy. Okay. And plus we have the thing with the US dollar going bye-bye and many other pressures on top of that. And I think people are going to be jumping into Bitcoin and many other things in the next little while. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, 2024, I think that'd be more of 2025-ish. Or very darn close. Okay? Thank you. Hi, Andre. I have a job interview tomorrow. How will it go for me? I see you nervously giggling. I think it's going to do okay. Be yourself. Okay? You have the skills, and I think they're really looking for something. And you're going to be it's the opposite of this, actually. You're getting to the end of cycle. Okay? The health of the particular sector. Where you are right now is this. Okay? Not feeling so good. It's going to be the opposite of that in the next little while. And it's going to be leading into many other things as well. Okay? And I think you're going to do well. What's the wife say?
Feels good.
Feels good? I have the feeling that it's going to lead into many other things as well. Okay? Thank you. Hopefully that helps you. Is it true that Russia is going to attack the place with a USA from Mexico? No. I don't see that at all. Russia has no aims of, unless we pressure them into that, which would be our own stupidity to do that. But are we going to have a big nuclear war? No. Okay? They would be doing it from Canada. Okay? So, no. Thank you for the question. If normies are all broke, How will they spend on crypto? Blood, sweat, and tears. The other thing that I've been noticing, okay, on the secondary market, if you peruse eBay or Facebook Marketplace, that sort of thing, there's a whole lot of stuff for sale for really, really cheap. Okay? Because you have to remember, many people out there have more crap than they know what to do with. Okay? So you're going to see this huge amount of selling things. Kind of getting to what I had described about a year ago or so. The bartering is going to be in full swing. We need money. We got shit, or excuse me, stuff for sale. Okay, you figure out the rest. How people will get money. When people are incentivized to do things, they will find a way. Okay? You need a job or you need money, you're going to make a job or you're going to go find a job if pressured into it, right? This is when your brain changes into, well, I could go get a job tomorrow, maybe, and change to, and I've been in the state, I need a job. And what happens? The universe goes, here you go. May not be the best of jobs, but it's a job. So think of it in that way. Okay? That's a long-winded way of saying they'll find the money. Do I still see Bonk at $1? Did I see Bonk at $1? Won't be for quite some time, but yes.
87 cents.
87 cents. It'll get there in short term, in a short distance of time. So there you go. Hang on. That's it. Wow. We haven't decided what we're going to be having for supper.
No.
Nope. But we'll have supper. We'll watch some Doctor Who. We're halfway through John Pertwee, the action Doctor Who. So if you want it's an action kind of guy, watch that Doctor Who. It's the third one. Okay. Batman, dog, Batman, question mark. Anyways, if you like personal reading with me, make sure to go to secondreadsbyonder.com, where all that information is there. If you like a Reiki healing with my Reiki master wife, that information is there as well. If you like to protect your cryptocurrencies in the best possible way, that is also where we have the cold storage wallet known as a treasure for sale on our website. And if you should happen to purchase one from us, get rid of the dog. Woof, woof. We make a little bit of profit from that. I forgot what I was talking about. And of course, there's some people impersonating me out there on the greater internet. Always check with the site first. This is where we have all of our stuff for sale on our website. If it's not on the website, it's not us. Okay? Just keep that in mind. Okay? With that said, make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the future. Bye-bye.